Greetings of the day to all of you. I welcome you all to another lecture on power quality problems and solutions. Probably this is lecture number 18. In last 3 to 4 lectures, we have been discussing about three-phase systems. First, we discussed about three-phase balanced system, of course, sinusoidal balanced system. Then that was followed by the discussions on three-phase unbalanced system and new terms like vector apparent power, arithmetic apparent power, effective apparent power were introduced, and power factors were also, new nomenclatures of power factor were introduced, like vector power factor PFV, arithmetic power factor PFA, and effective power factor PFE. I told you, and I have proved it mathematically also, that as long as the system is balanced, there are no unbalances in the system, and the system is sinusoidal. The instantaneous active power and the instantaneous reactive power both are constant. There are no oscillating terms. It was also proved that when the system becomes unbalanced, then two things happen. Number one, the instantaneous active power as well as instantaneous reactive power, they become time varying quantities. They are no longer constant quantities, and therefore the advantage of balanced system is lost. And secondly, there are increased line losses or feeder losses. With the help of a numerical example in previous lecture, we proved that when the system becomes unbalanced, for same amount of load power, the line losses or the feeder losses become double than that of a balanced system. And to account for the additional losses, additional feeder losses, we have defined arithmetic apparent power, and that arithmetic apparent power, we have found it is always greater than the vector apparent power, and arithmetic power factor is less than the vector power factor, because it takes care of this additional losses which occur in a three-phase unbalanced system. We also defined a term called effective apparent power and effective power factor. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to study the third case, three-phase balanced non-sinusoidal system. Three-phase balanced, the system is balanced, but it is non-sinusoidal. Three-phase balanced non-sinusoidal or non-sinusoidal system. Now let us assume that the applied three-phase voltage is distorted and the load current or the system current is also distorted. Now whenever there is distortion in voltage, that leads to distortion in current. Another cause of current distortion may be that you are using a non-linear load. So this may be a typical case where the three-phase source voltages are non-sinusoidal, distorted, and currents, line currents, are also distorted, maybe because of distortion in the phase voltages, or because of distortion in phase voltages, as well as because of non-linear load which is connected to the system. Let us assume that we have a three-phase system where in addition to three-phase load, we have single-phase loads also. Now a balanced three-phase non-sinusoidal system is represented by following set of equations. Since our phase voltages, source voltages are distorted, we can write phase A voltage VA of t equal to root 2 V1 sine of omega t minus alpha 1, where alpha 1 is the phase angle of this voltage VAT, plus root 2 times summation n equal to 2 to infinity Vn sine of n omega t minus alpha n. So this is the fundamental component of voltage, source voltage, and this is the summation of harmonics, like it will be root 2 V2 sine of 2 omega t minus alpha 2 plus root 2 V3 sine of 3 omega t minus alpha 3 plus root 2 V5 sine of 5 omega t minus alpha 5, and so on. So this is the fundamental component, and this is the summation of harmonics which are already present in the source voltage. Now phase B voltage or line to neutral voltage VBT is given by root 2 V1 sine of omega t minus 120 degrees minus alpha 1 plus root 2 times summation n equal to 2 to infinity Vn sine of n times omega t minus 120 degrees bracket closed minus alpha n. Okay. And similarly phase C voltage VCT is given by root 2 V1 sine of omega t plus 120 degrees minus alpha 1 plus root 2 times summation n equal to 2 to infinity, the summation of harmonics Vn sine of n times omega t plus 120 degrees minus alpha n. So this is the three-phase set of voltages, which is distorted set of voltages, comprises of fundamental components in all the three phases and various harmonics. Now currents are also distorted because of nonlinear load connected to the system. Now currents can be written as, say, phase A or line A current IAT is equal to root 2 I1 sine of omega t minus beta 1, where beta 1 is the phase angle of current. You see, alpha 1 is the phase angle of voltage and beta 1 is the phase angle of current. In one of the previous lectures, we had written here, phi V1, and that was the phase angle of voltage, and phase angle of current was written as phi I1. Anyway, that does not matter. You can use same nomenclature here also. That hardly matters. So in this case, the phase angle of voltage is represented by alphas and the phase angle of currents will be represented by betas. So this is root 2 I1 sine of omega t minus beta 1. This is the fundamental component of line current IA, plus then there will be harmonics. Root 2 summation n equal to 2 to infinity In sine of n omega t minus beta n. Okay. Similarly, line current IBT will be equal to root 2 I1 sine of omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta 1 plus the summation of harmonics n equal to 2 to infinity In sine of n times omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta n. And finally, the phase C current or line current ICT is equal to root 2 I1 sine of omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta 1 plus root 2 times summation n equal to 2 to infinity In into sine of n into omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta n. So this is the set of currents. So equation 1 represents three equations basically, which are three line to neutral voltages or phase voltages, distorted voltages comprising of fundamental components and various harmonic components. And equation 2 represents the set of three line or three phase currents, which also comprise of fundamental components and summation of various harmonics. Now we can write that since the system is balanced, the active power in phase A is same as active power in phase B, which is same as active power in phase C. PA is equal to PB is equal to PC. Similarly, the reactive power in phase A is equal to reactive power of phase B, which is equal to reactive power of phase C. Similarly, the distortion power of phase A is equal to distortion power of phase B is equal to distortion power of phase C, and apparent power of phase A is equal to apparent power of phase B equal to apparent power of phase C. Well, what is this distortion power? I have already discussed this distortion power in one of the lectures while I was discussing single phase non-sinusoidal systems. The distortion power dA is given by under root of SA square minus PA square minus QA square. See, your phase A contains active power, reactive power, and it contains harmonic power also. I mean distorted power, which is because of harmonics in voltage and harmonics in current, which is basically because of interaction of dissimilar harmonic components in voltages and currents. Because interaction of similar harmonic components in voltages and currents, that is a part of active power, and power which is because of interaction of dissimilar harmonic orders, dissimilar harmonics in voltages and currents, that is that is distorted power or distortion power. So you have total apparent power, which is basically phasor sum of all type of powers, phasor sum of active power, reactive power, and distortion power. And if you want to find distortion power, which is under root of apparent power square minus active power square minus reactive power square. So if you subtract active as well as reactive power from it, what power are left with? You are left with distortion power, which is because of harmonics. Similarly, the distortion power in phase B is equal to under root of SB square minus PB square minus QB square. And distortion power of phase C is given by under root of SC square minus PC square minus QC square. So I hope this is clear. Now all these phase powers, whether they are active powers, reactive powers, apparent powers, or distortion powers, they are equal because the system is balanced. The only problem with the system is that it's not sinusoidal system, it is non-sinusoidal system. There are harmonics in both voltages as well as currents. Now let us try to find neutral current. I will straight away come to neutral current because we have already analyzed a distorted system. Of course, that was a single phase distorted system, a single phase system which is feeding non-linear load. Voltage is distorted, current is also distorted. We have already analyzed that, and we have seen how we can calculate various types of powers, how we can calculate apparent power, this active power, reactive power, distortion power, and apparent power. Okay, that's already done by us. We don't need to do that anymore. The same theory can be applied for three-phase system. The only difference is that the system is three-phase, there it was single phase, but same equations can be modified and applied to a three-phase system. But something else happens here in case of a three-phase system. If you have for example, three-phase four-wire system, where the system is feeding, say you may have this type of system. You may have this type of system, three-phase four-wire system. This is say VA, VB, and VC. It has got neutral also. This is line A, this is line B, and this is line C, and neutral also. It is feeding, for example, a three-phase load. This is your three-phase load. But in addition to three-phase load, let me show three-phase load along with neutral. In addition to three-phase load, it is feeding single-phase loads also. So the three-phase four-wire system, how many wires are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 lines or 3 phases and 1 neutral. So this is a single-phase load, which is, in fact, it is not a single load. It's a group of loads, which is connected between phase A or line A and neutral. Similarly, you will have a group of single-phase loads connected between B and neutral, and you will have a group of single-phase loads connected between phase C and neutral. So this system is feeding three-phase loads as well as a group of single-phase loads which are distributed on various phases like this. Okay, so because of this, there will be neutral current. I have already told you in previous lecture, and you already know it from basic theory, that if the system is balanced, there will be no neutral current. Am I telling something wrong? Because I have already told you, and you already know, the sum of currents IA plus IB plus IC, which is equal to neutral current, which is the phasor sum of 3 line currents. It's always 0 if the system is balanced. And what type of system are we studying right now? It is also a balanced system. But let me tell you, it's not a simple sinusoidal balanced system. It is a non-sinusoidal balanced system. So even if your system is balanced, very soon you will find that because of harmonics present in the voltages and currents, there will be neutral current. And let us try to find that neutral current. Now neutral current is given by, we know that this neutral current is phasor sum of IA, IB and IC. Okay, so I can write this neutral current. What is IA? Just few moments back we have written mathematical expression for IA, and this IA is root 2 times, say I1 or IA1, you can write sine of omega t minus beta 1 plus, this is the fundamental component of current, plus it has various harmonics. Okay, summation n equal to 2 to infinity IAN sine of n omega t minus beta n. This we already know. This is IA plus, what is IB? Root 2 times IB1. If I write IB1, I can write IA1 also, because our system is balanced. So IA1 is equal to IB1 is equal to IC1. So IB1, since it is equal to IA1, so I can write IA1 here. Sine of omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta 1 plus summation n equal to 2 to infinity IAN sine of n times omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta n. This is about current IB, and line current IC is plus. Similarly here I will take root 2 outside, so it's like this. IA1, it's basically IC1, but IC1 is equal to IA1, so I will write IA1 sine of omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta 1 plus summation, now sum of harmonics, n equal to 2 to infinity IAN sine of n times omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta n. We have already written this equation just few moments back. We have written the mathematical expression for IA, which is this, IB is this, IC is this. Now your neutral current is phasor sum of, or it's the sum of these three currents, IA plus IB plus IC. That's what I am writing here. Now I can write this, I can now write this neutral current as, let me change my pen. I can write this neutral current as IN is equal to, so if I take root 2 outside, what I get inside is IA. I will take fundamental component of IA, IA1 sine of omega t minus beta 1 plus, it will have second plus harmonics. Let me split those, write those harmonics. Second harmonic component of current is IA2 sine of 2 omega t minus beta 2, okay, plus third harmonic component is IA3 sine of 3 omega t minus beta 3. You can continue like this, plus. Let us go to IA, then there will be IA4 plus IA5, fifth harmonic component, plus sixth harmonic component, plus seventh, plus eighth, plus say ninth harmonic component is IA9 sine of 9 omega t minus beta 9, plus so on. We cannot stop here. There are not only 9 components. It may have higher order harmonic components also. So we can stop here. So this is about the fundamental component of line current, phase A current, plus second harmonic component, plus third harmonic component, so on up to ninth harmonic component, plus so on. Plus, now let us go to phase B or line B current. Line B current has a fundamental component of IB1, which is also equal to IA1 sine of omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta 1. You already know this. Plus now harmonics. Let's take second harmonic. IA2 sine of 2 into omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta 2. This is second harmonic component of the current. Okay. Plus third harmonic component of current is IA3 sine of 3 times omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta 3. You can continue like this plus so on, plus let us write ninth harmonic component of current, Ia 9 into sine of 9 times omega t minus 120 degrees minus beta 9 plus so on. Then it will have 11th harmonic, 12th, 13th and so on. So this is about phase B current or line B current. Similarly, line A current, line C current will be IC1, which is equal to IA1 sine of, fundamental component is IA1 sine of omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta 1. This is the fundamental component of line current IC, plus second harmonic component is IA2 sine of 2 times omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta 2, plus third harmonic component of line current IC is IA3 sine of 3 times omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta 3. You can continue like this plus so on, plus let us say ninth harmonic component IA9 sine of 9 times omega t plus 120 degrees minus beta 9 and plus so on. So these are various types of, this is the final mathematical expression for neutral current, which is the sum of three line currents, IA plus IB plus IC. This is IA, fundamental component, plus sum of harmonic components. This is IB, which has fundamental component this and sum of harmonic components. And this is IC, fundamental component plus sum of harmonic components. Let us call this equation as equation 3. Now it is very interesting to see that we will find now the contribution of various harmonic components in the neutral current. Now as far as this neutral current, which you have written as equation 3, as far as this neutral current is concerned, it contains fundamental component and it contains, harmonic components like even harmonics and odd harmonics. So neutral current basically comprises of fundamental component or fundamental components plus even harmonics, that is second, fourth, sixth, eighth and so on, plus odd harmonics. Odd harmonics. Let us see the contribution of each in the neutral current. Let us find whether fundamental component of the three line currents, whether it contributes to neutral current or not. Now, I will write here neutral current due to fundamental component. Neutral current due to fundamental component. Let us see whether it results in any neutral current for balanced system or not. Now what is neutral current because of fundamental component? We call this neutral current as IN is the neutral current, 1 means fundamental. So now it is equal to phase A or line A fundamental component of current, and let us assume that beta is equal to 0. Phase line current phase angle is 0 to make our computations easy. So IN1 is equal to IA1 sine of omega t. Okay, if I take this IA1 out, plus this is line current IA, fundamental component, and then what is the fundamental component due to line current IB? That is IA1 sine of omega t minus 120 degrees. And what is the fundamental component of line C current? That is IA1 sine of omega t plus 120 degrees. Let me repeat. I am now trying to find out whether there is any neutral current because of fundamental components of current. Okay, what are the fundamental components of current? There are three line currents, IA, IB and IC. What is the fundamental component of line current IA? It is IA1 sine omega t. What is the fundamental component of line current IB? It is IA1 sine of omega t minus 120 degrees. And what is the fundamental component of current, line current IC? It is IA1 sine of omega t plus 120 degrees. That's what I am writing. What I have done, I have taken IA1 common. So it is equal to IA1 times sine omega t plus this is sine of A minus B, which is sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. So it is sine A cos B is cos 120 degrees minus cos A is omega t, and sine B is 120 degrees. Plus this is sine of A plus B, which is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. It is sine A, that is sine omega t, into cos B, that's cos 120 degrees, plus cos A, that is cos omega t, into sine B, sine 120 degrees. See, this is minus cos omega t sine 120 degrees. This is plus cos omega t sine 120 degrees. So they will cancel. So what we are left with is IA1 times sine omega t. Now what is cos 120 degrees? If you use your calculator and find cos 120 degrees, that is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 into sine omega t. Similarly here you have cos 120 degrees, which is minus 1 by 2 sine omega t. So that is equal to IA1 into sine omega t. What is minus 1 by 2? Minus 1 by 2, that is 1. So minus sine omega t. So minus sine omega t cancels with plus sine omega t, that is 0. So that means neutral current due to fundamental component of currents in the three lines is 0. So that means fundamental component of current in a balanced three-phase system does not contribute to neutral current. So neutral current IN1 due to fundamental component of currents in the three lines is 0. Okay, so this is very important finding. You already know, I hope you already know this. Now after this we will take neutral current due to even harmonics. Neutral current due to, now fundamental component we have seen, it does not contribute to neutral current. What about harmonics? Now there may be even harmonics as well as odd harmonics. First of all, we will take even harmonics. Let me tell you for your information, since our three-phase line currents and voltages, they are symmetrical, there is waveform symmetry, we can write that due to waveform symmetry, whichever waveform has symmetry, I mean whenever there is waveform symmetry, there are no even harmonics. No even harmonics exist. There are no even harmonics. So therefore, when there are no even harmonic, there is no second harmonic, there is no fourth harmonic, there is no sixth harmonic, there is no eighth harmonic, and so on. These harmonics do not exist, although I have written a few moments back in the equation. But because of waveform symmetry, even harmonics do not exist. So therefore, there is no contribution of even harmonics to neutral current. Now what are we left with? We are left with odd harmonics. Now we will write neutral current. Now odd harmonics are also of two types. They are triplen harmonics and non-triplen harmonics. Triplen harmonics and second type of odd harmonics, they are called non-triplen harmonics. Now triplen harmonics are third and multiples of third. Third and multiples of third harmonic. Which means third harmonic means this I3. Okay. What is the multiple of third harmonic? 6. But 6 is even harmonic. We have just few moments back I have told you that due to waveform symmetry, even harmonics do not exist. Then 3, 3 are 9, 9th harmonic. Then 15th harmonic, 3, 5 are 15. Then 25th harmonic, then 27th harmonic, and so on. These are all third and triplen harmonic. This is third harmonic. These are multiples of third harmonic. 9, 15, 21, 27, and so on. These are all triplen harmonics. And the other harmonics which are not multiple of 3, they are called non-triplen harmonic, like 5th harmonic, it's not a multiple of 3. 7th harmonic is not a multiple of 3. 11th harmonic is not a multiple of 3. 13th harmonic is not a multiple of 3. 17th harmonic is not a multiple of 3, 19th harmonic, which is not a multiple of 3, 23rd harmonic is not a multiple of 3, so on. These are non-triplet harmonics. Now let us see whether these non-triplet and triplet harmonics, they contribute to, they are basically types of odd harmonics, triplet harmonics and non-triplet harmonics. Let us see whether they contribute to, neutral current or not. Well, first of all, take contribution of non-triplet harmonics. I will write here neutral current due to non-triplet harmonics. Neutral current due to non-triplet harmonics. Now, first non-triplet harmonic is fifth harmonic, as you know, because this fifth harmonic is not a multiple of 3. Those harmonics which are not a multiple of 3, they are called non-triplet harmonics. So I will write neutral current because of fifth harmonic, IN5. It is equal to, root 2 IA5 times sine of 5 omega t plus sine of, this is line current, this fifth harmonic will be in line current, that is IA5 sine of 5 omega t, and it will be in line B current also, line B also, that is root 2 IA5 sine of 5 times omega t minus 120 degrees, okay, that is this, plus fifth harmonic due to line current IC, that is sine of 5 times omega t plus 120 degrees, okay. So that is equal to root 2 IA5, this is sine 5 omega t plus sine of 5 omega t. What is 5 into 120? 600 degrees. Plus sine of, this is again 5 omega t. Now this is 5 into 120 is 600 degrees. So this is equal to root 2 IA5 times sine 5 omega t plus, this is again sine of a minus b, which is sine a cos b minus cos a into sine b, then plus, this is again sine a plus b, which is sine a cos b plus cos a sine b. Now this can be further written as root 2 IA5 times, first term is sine 5 omega t. Now this is minus cos 5 omega t sine 600 degrees. This is plus cos 5 omega t sine 600 degrees. They cancel out. I am left with sine 5 omega t cos 600 degrees. Now if you find this cos 600 degrees, it is minus 1 by 2. Okay, minus 1 by 2 into sine 5 omega t. Then you have again cos 600 degrees here in this term, that is also minus 1 by 2 sine 5 omega t. Now what is minus 1 by 2 sine 5 omega t minus 1 by 2 sine 5 omega t? That is minus sine 5 omega t, that cancels with this. So that means neutral current due to fifth harmonic component of current is 0. Okay, that means fifth harmonic component of current, which is there in the lines, all the 3 lines, it does not flow into the neutral, it does not enter the neutral. IN5 is 0. Let us take other non-triplet harmonic, say IN7, 7th. Okay, I will take IN7, that is equal to root 2 I7, root 2 IA7 of course, times sine 7 omega t plus sine 7 of omega t minus 120 degrees. This is for phase B, line B, plus sine 7 times omega t plus 120 degrees. So this is 7th harmonic component of current in line A plus 7th harmonic component of current flowing in line B, which is given by this, plus 7th harmonic component of current in line C, that is root 2 IA7 into sine 7 of omega t plus 120 degrees. So that is equal to root 2 IA7 times sine 7 omega t plus sine, I will take this 7 inside, 7 omega t minus 7 into 120 degrees is 840 degrees. Okay, this is 840 degrees. Then plus sine, here also I will take it inside, 7 omega t plus 840 degrees. Okay, so that is equal to root 2 IA 7 times sine 7 omega t plus, this is sine A minus B, which is sine A cos B minus cos A sine B, sine A into cos B minus cos A into sine B, plus then you have sine of A plus B, which is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. This is sine B. Okay, now minus cos 7 omega t sine 840 degree cancels with plus cos 7 omega t sine 840 degrees. So what are we left with? It is root 2 IA7 times sine 7 omega t cos 840 degrees. If you take your calculator and find cos 840 degrees, it is minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2 into sine 7 omega t. Then here also minus 1 by 2 to sine 7 omega t. Now minus 1 by 2 sine 7 omega t minus 1 by 2 sine 7 omega t is minus 7 sine 7 omega t, which cancels with plus sine 7 omega t is equal to 0. That means the 7th harmonic component of current, which is flowing in all the three lines, line A, line B, line C, it does not flow in the neutral because it is IN7 is 0. In a similar way, we can prove that. So similarly, we can prove that other non-triplet harmonic of currents, that is IN11 equal to IN13 equal to IN17 equal to IN19 equal to IN23 and so on. They are all equal to 0. That means non-triplet harmonic of currents which are there in the lines but they do not flow in the neutral. Now what are we left with? We are left with triplet harmonics. Let us try to find whether in the neutral current there are triplet harmonics or not. Neutral current due to triplet harmonics. Neutral current due to triplet harmonics. What is the first triplet harmonic? Third harmonic itself. So that is IN3 okay. That is equal to root 2 IA3 of course into sine 3 omega t. That is the third harmonic component of current flowing in line A. Okay. Plus what is the third harmonic component of current flowing in line B? That is sine 3 of omega t minus 120 degrees. That is root 2 IA3 into sine 3 of omega t minus 120 degrees. Plus what is the third harmonic component of current flowing in line C? That is root 2 IA3 into sine 3 of omega t plus 120 degrees. Okay, so that is equal to root 2 IA3. This is sine 3 omega t plus sine, I will take this 3 inside. So this is 3 omega t minus what is 3 into 120? Is 360 degrees. Then similarly plus sine here 3 omega t plus 360 degrees. Fine, that is equal to root 2 IA3 times sine 3 omega t plus this is again sine of A minus B, which is sine A cos B minus cos A sine B. Sine A is 3 omega t, cos B is 360 degrees minus cos A sine B. Plus then you have sine of A plus B, which is sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. Sine A is sine 3 omega t, cos B is cos 360 degrees plus cos A sin B, cos 3 omega t sine 360. This is also 360 degrees, sine 360 degrees. Now this minus cos 3 omega t sine 360 degrees plus cos 3 omega t sine 360 degrees, this cancels. What is cos 360 degrees? It is 1. So therefore it is root 2 ia3 sine 3 omega t plus cos 360 degrees is 1. 1 into sine 3 omega t sine 3 omega t. Then plus cos 360 degrees is 1 here also. So this is plus sine 3 omega t, and it does not cancel. So therefore, interestingly, and the third harmonic component of current flows in the neutral. That is equal to root 2 ia3 times sine 3 omega t plus sine 3 omega t plus sine 3 omega t is 3 sine 3 omega t. So that can be written as, in3 can be written as root 2 into 3 ia3 sine 3 omega t. A very interesting result. That means third harmonic component of current does not cancel. It flows in the lines. This is the third harmonic component of current which flows in line A. This is the third harmonic component of current which flows in line B. And this is the third harmonic component of current which flows in line C. And when you add them up, that becomes the neutral current. So that means this third harmonic component of current flows in neutral wire also. And what is its magnitude? It is 3 ia3 sine 3 omega t. So it flows in the neutral wire. It does not cancel. Unlike fundamental component of current, which cancels, which does not flow in the neutral, and non-triplen harmonics, which also do not flow in the neutral, the triplen harmonics flow in the neutral. That is third harmonic. I have proved it flows through the neutral. Similarly, I can prove what is the next triplen harmonic? Ninth harmonic. In9. Let us try to find that also. In9. That is equal to root 2 ia9 times sine 9 omega t plus sine 9 of omega t minus 120 degrees plus sine 9 of omega t plus 120 degrees. So this is the sum of ninth harmonic component of currents which is flowing in all the three lines, line A, line B and line C. So that is equal to root 2 ia9 root 2 ia9 into sine 9 omega t plus sine, I will take this 9 inside, so it 9 into omega t is 9 omega t minus this is 1080 degrees, 9 into 120 is 1080 degrees, okay, plus sine 9 omega t plus 1080 degrees. So this is root 2 ia9. First term here is sine 9 omega t plus, this is sine of A minus B, which is sine A is 9 omega t into cos B, cos is 1080 degrees, minus cos A is 9 omega t into sine B, B is 1080 degrees, plus you have sine of A plus B, which is sine A cos B, sine A cos B plus cos A sine B, cos A sine B. Okay, now this term minus cos 9 omega t sine 180 degrees plus cos 9 omega t sine 1080 degrees, they are plus and minus, they will cancel, they will add up to 0. So you are left with root 2 ia9. First term is sine 9 omega t, and incidentally if you find cos 1080 degrees, cos 1080 degrees is also equal to 1. So 1 into sine 9 omega t is sine 9 omega t. Then similarly here plus sine 9 omega t. That means ninth harmonic also does not add up to 0. Okay, it flows in the neutral. So this is root 2 times 3 ia9 sine 9 omega t. Okay, so in a similar way we can prove that other triplet harmonics also flow in the neutral. So I will write here, similarly IA15 is equal to IA21 is equal to IA27 is equal to so on is equal to root 2 times 3 what was that, root 2 times 3 IA15 sine 15 omega t, that is this, which is equal to what is IA21, that is root 2 times 3 IA21, it's not IA, it's IN, neutral current, IN21, IN27. What is neutral current? Because of 21st harmonic, that is 3 IA21 sine 21 omega t equal to what is the neutral current due to 27th harmonic, which is also a triplet harmonic, root 2 times 3 into IA27 sine 27 omega t and so on. Okay, so in general, then we can write, in general, if you write the mathematical expression for neutral current, instantaneous value of neutral current, which is equal to IA plus IB plus IC, it can be written as summation n equal to 3 times 2h plus 1 to infinity, where h is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, into 3 root 2 in sine of n omega t minus beta n. Now put h equal to 0. When h is equal to 0, 3 into 1 is 3. So you will have h equal to 3. So this will be 3 root, because root 2 is already there. It is 3 into root 2. So this will be 3 root 2 in sine of, 3 root 2 I3 sine of 3 omega t minus beta 3. Plus, put h equal to 1. 2 into 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 are 9. So this will be, next component will be 9th harmonic. So plus 3 root 2 in sine of 9 omega t minus beta n. Similarly, when you put h equal to 2, you will get 15th harmonic plus 3 root 2 I15 sine of 15 omega t minus beta 15 plus so on. So therefore your neutral current, instantaneous value of neutral current will be 3 root 2 I3 sine of 3 omega t minus beta 3 plus 3 root 2 I9 sine of 9 omega t minus beta 9 plus 3 root 2 I15 sine of 15 omega t minus beta 15 plus 3 root 2 I21 sine of 21 omega t minus beta 21 plus so on. In general, it can be written like this. Summation h equal to 3 times 2h plus 1 to infinity, where h equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. 3 root 2 in sine of n omega t minus beta n. So this is the mathematical expression for neutral current. That means even in a balanced system, but a balanced system with harmonics, there will be neutral current, and that neutral current will be because of triplet harmonics. You may have, because you have odd harmonics, you don't have even harmonics. Among the odd harmonics, you have non-triplet harmonics and triplet harmonics. Triplet harmonics do not flow in the neutral. We have proved just few minutes back. But non-triplet harmonics, we have proved they do not flow in the neutral. But triplet harmonics flow in the neutral. So therefore, neutral current is there even if the system is balanced. It is something, it may sound something strange to you, especially in the beginning, because you have been taught in your basic electrical engineering that in a three-phase balanced system, neutral current is IA plus IB plus IC, that is always 0. But my dear students, that's true only as long as the system is sinusoidal. Three-phase balanced system is sinusoidal system. Voltages are sinusoidal, currents are also sinusoidal. In modern day or modern era, we have the widespread use of nonlinear loads, three-phase nonlinear loads, single-phase nonlinear loads, which causes distortions not only in the currents but also in the voltages, which we have already discussed in one of the early lectures, few lectures. So therefore, modern scenario, or the scenario as of today, is that our voltages may not be sinusoidal, they may be distorted. There is high probability that voltage which is applied to a load, it's distorted, it's full of harmonics. And currents, because of widespread use of non-linear equipments, power electronics based equipments, currents are also non-sinusoidal, they are also distorted. So because of distorted voltages and distorted currents, even if your three-phase system is balanced, but voltages and currents are distorted, they are non-sinusoidal. That means your system is a three-phase non-sinusoidal balanced system. Neutral current will be there even if the system is balanced. So I can write RMS value of neutral current here as RMS value of neutral current. It can be written as IN, RMS value of neutral current, is equal to 3 times summation N equal to 3 into 2H plus 1, where H is equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, up to infinity IN square, whole raised power 1 by 2. The previous equation was instantaneous value of neutral current, and if you want to find RMS value, root 2 को हटाइए, so it is 3 into summation IN square, whole raised power 1 by 2. This is the definition of RMS value. Okay, तो अगर आप इसको expand करेंगे, so this will be 3 times under root of I3 square plus I9 square, because the neutral current is because of triplen harmonics only. So 3rd, 9th, 15th harmonic, I15 square plus I21 square plus I27 square plus so on. Okay, and let me tell you, the RMS value of neutral current is very nearly equal to line current, because it is not 3 IN, it is 3 into under root of I3 square plus I9 square plus I15 square and so on. Out of these triplen harmonics, third harmonic component of current is it has a high amplitude. For example, if you draw the harmonic spectrum, this is fundamental is 100%. Third harmonic component has high value, 1 by 3. Ninth harmonic component may be somewhere here. It may have very little value. Okay, 15th harmonic component may have even very little value, 1 by 15. But third harmonic component of current is 1/3 of the fundamental and square of this. And in modern, loads, especially single phase loads, let me tell you, we are using, even in domestic applications, various power electronics based single phase loads, like your induction cooker. It is power electronics based system. It is using front end AC to DC converter, which always draws triplen harmonics, third harmonics and multiples of third harmonics. Then your inverter AC, inverter air conditioning system, it also draws rich triplen harmonics. I'm talking about your home. Your LED bulbs, they also draw, although they draw very, very little triplen harmonics, but they also draw these triplen harmonics. Okay, your UPS, uninterruptible power supply, also draws triplen harmonics. Computer load, because computer is fitted with switch mode power supply, it also draws triplen harmonics. TV power supply, it also draws triplen harmonics. See, in modern day loads, we are using these types of loads, which are single phase non-linear loads. Okay, single phase, whether it's an induction heater, induction cooking system, or it is inverter AC, or it is LED lighting system, or it is TV power supply, computer power supply, they are all examples of single phase non-linear loads. And these single phase non-linear loads draw a strong third harmonic component and multiples of third. That's 9, 15, 21 and so on. And there is widespread use of these single phase nonlinear loads in domestic applications as well as commercial applications. And because of these, in all the three lines, because I have already told you your three-phase four-wire system is like this. It feeds a three-phase load. This is your three-phase load. This is three-phase load. In addition to three-phase load, this is the neutral. It feeds single-phase loads like this. This is the group of single-phase loads which is supplied by line A or phase A. Here line current is IB, and here another group of single-phase loads is connected. And in phase C, the line current is IC, and you have a group of single-phase loads. It is not the three-phase loads which causes triplen harmonics. Let me tell you, three-phase non-linear loads, they only draw non-triplen harmonics. Like three-phase non-linear loads means what are three-phase non-linear loads? Three-phase UPS, three-phase rectifiers. These are three-phase loads. Three-phase adjustable speed drives, which are used in industries, they do not draw triplen harmonics. The third and triplen harmonics do not exist in the line currents. These three-phase nonlinear loads like this, they are also nonlinear loads. They also draw harmonic currents, but they do not draw in the, if you see the line currents, IA, IB, IC, because of these three-phase nonlinear loads like three-phase UPS, three-phase rectifiers, three-phase ASDs, adjustable speed drives, they draw only non-triplen harmonics like fifth harmonic, seventh harmonic, 11th harmonic, 13th harmonic, and so on. They do not draw triplen harmonics. And since they do three-phase nonlinear loads do not draw triplen harmonics, so they do not cause any neutral current. Which loads then cause neutral current? Which loads then draw these triplen harmonics? Single-phase loads, like single-phase induction cooker, single-phase LED lighting system, single-phase, these your TV power supplies, set-top box power supplies, inverter air conditioning systems, inverter-based refrigerators, okay, computer power supplies, which are switch mode power supplies. They all draw harmonics, and they draw triplen harmonic. In addition to non-triplen harmonics, they draw triplen harmonics also like third, ninth, fifth, and third, ninth, 15th, 21st, and so on. And they draw very strong third harmonic and triplen harmonic component of currents. So therefore, it is the single phase loads which are placed on three-phase four-wire system which cause the flow of third and triplen harmonics, and hence they result in the flow of strong neutral currents, IN. And just few moments back, we have seen that these neutral currents, it has an RMS value of 3 times, n equal to 3, 9, 15, so on up to infinity, IN square, whole raised power 1 by 2. Draws these single phase nonlinear loads. They draw the third and triplen harmonics, not the three-phase loads. They do not draw. They draw only non-triplen harmonics. And just few moments back, we have proved non-triplen harmonics do not result in the flow of neutral current. Okay, it is the triplen, third and triplen harmonics which flow in the lines, as well as they add up and flow in the neutral, and their RMS value is given by this. So therefore, which loads are responsible for the flow of triplen harmonics, or for the flow of neutral current, harmonic current in case of three-phase four-wire non-sinusoidal systems, three-phase balanced non-sinusoidal system? It is the single-phase nonlinear loads, not three-phase nonlinear loads. And we have a very widespread use of these single-phase nonlinear loads, and they result in the flow of third and triplen harmonics which add up and flow in the neutral. And this is the RMS value of the neutral current because of these triplen harmonics. And just few moments back, I had written that this neutral current is very nearly equal to line current. That means if line current is 100 amperes in all the three lines, which comprises of fundamental component and all harmonics, the neutral current is also nearly equal to line current. That means neutral current will also be nearly equal to 100 amperes. My dear students, this was not the case 20 or 30 years back, because 20 or 30 years or 25 years back, we were not having widespread use of power electronics based nonlinear loads in our homes, in our commercial establishments. There was hardly any non-linear load. We did not have mobiles then. We did not have mobile chargers. We did not have set-top boxes. We did not have induction heating systems. We did not at that time have, inverter ACs. We did not have LED bulbs. Now all these non-linear loads have come up in recent years, maybe 10 or 15 years. And our homes and our offices and our commercial establishments are flooded with these single-phase non-linear loads, and they cause strong neutral current even if your system is balanced. You have put, say, 100 kilowatt on line A, 100 kilowatt on line B, 100 kilowatt on line C. So you expect that since loads are balanced, the three-phase load is balanced, single-phase loads are also uniformly distributed, there should be no neutral current. This is what you were taught in your power systems or basic electrical engineering. But that is true if the system, if the loads are linear loads, they do not draw harmonics, if this is a three-phase sinusoidal balance system. But if your single-phase loads are non-linear loads, your system becomes three-phase non-sinusoidal balance system, then in that case neutral current very nearly is equal to line current even if the system is balanced. That is why अगर आप 15 साल पहले देखते, आपके घरों के सामने से 3-phase 4-wire सिस्टम ऐसे जाता था पोल्स पे, आपकी 3 लाइनें से फेज आर, फेज वाई और फेज बी बहुत मोटी वायर्स होती थी, लेकिन आई डोंट नो आपने कभी ऑब्जर्व किया है अपने बचपन में, ये न्यूट्रल वायर जो होती थी बहुत पतली वायर होती थी, क्योंकि उन दिनों आज से 15 साल पहले या 20 साल पहले ये नॉन लीनियर लोड्स उतना यूज नहीं होते थे. सो न्यूट्रल करंट बहुत स्मॉल होती थी. अगर लाइन करंट 100 एम्पियर्स होती थी, न्यूट्रल करंट लेट अस से 10 या 20 एम्पियर होती थी. दैट्स व्हाई न्यूट्रल वायर बहुत पतली होती थी एज कंपेयर टू दीज लाइन फेज कंडक्टर्स. फेज कंडक्टर मोटे होते थे बिकॉज दे हैड टू कैरी द लोड करंट, लाइन करंट, लेकिन न्यूट्रल कंडक्टर पतला होता था. बट दैट इज गॉन. जस्ट हैव अ लुक एट योर, जब आप घर से बाहर निकले, आप अपना डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम देखें. आपके घरों के बाहर पोल्स पे 4 वायर्स चलती है. वी हैव 3-phase 4-wire सिस्टम. दिस इज फेज आर लाइन, दिस इज फेज वाई, दिस इज फेज बी, और ये आपका न्यूट्रल है. न्यूट्रल भी उतना ही मोटा है जितने ये लाइन कंडक्टर्स है. Why? Because the current rating of neutral is same as the current rating of other lines, phases. Neutral current is very nearly equal to line current. If these are line currents, this is neutral current, and neutral current is very nearly equal to line current. So the current rating and the thickness of neutral conductor is equal to the current rating and thickness of phase conductors or line conductors. तो आजकल सिनेरियो चेंज हो गया है. Nowadays our neutral wires are as thick as line wires. अगर आप नहीं रखेंगे, अगर आप न्यूट्रल कंडक्टर आज से 15 साल पुराना रखेंगे पतला, what will happen? That will result in neutral overheating and neutral burning. तो आपका न्यूट्रल ओवरहीट हो जाएगा क्योंकि आपने पतला कंडक्टर यूज किया होगा. बट योर न्यूट्रल इज कैरिंग ए करंट विच इज नियरली इक्वल टू लाइन करंट. उस वजह से इसमें I2 और लॉसेस बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएंगी. इट विल ओवरहीट एंड मेनी अ टाइम्स इट विल बर्न. सो these phenomenon were observed by engineers. स्टार्ट में जब नॉन लीनियर लोड काफ़ी ज़्यादा यूज़ होने लगा, इंजीनियर्स ने इसकी तरफ ध्यान नहीं दिया कि हमें न्यूट्रल कंडक्टर रिप्लेस करना चाहिए मोटे कंडक्टर से. उन्होंने पतला कंडक्टर रखा, एंड दे ऑब्जर्व्ड कि बार बार न्यूट्रल कंडक्टर ओवरहीट हो रहा है और बर्न हो रहा है. तो फिर वो बार बार उसको ठीक कर रहे थे, फिर से बर्न हो रहा था, और खासकर पीक लोड आवर्स में और बर्न होता था. बाद में उन्होंने देखा इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ दीज सिंगल फेज नॉन लीनियर लोड्स. बिकॉज सिंगल फेज नॉन लीनियर लोड्स which are used in commercial establishments, shops, offices, hotels, cinemas, and in our homes, they result in flow of strong triplen harmonics, and those triplen harmonic currents flow in the neutral, and they make neutral current very nearly equal to line current. तो उसके बाद इंजीनियर्स ने समझा कि ये जो न्यूट्रल कंडक्टर है ये भी उतना ही थिक होना चाहिए जितना लाइन कंडक्टर्स है, एंड दैट सॉल्व्ड द प्रॉब्लम. ओके, सो टू एंड माय so this is something very interesting. जो I don't know मैं जब power electronics BTech में पढ़ाता हूँ, whenever I get an opportunity to teach power electronics, I teach this concept to my students there itself in BTech. Because when I teach AC to DC converters, which are basically non-linear loads, single-phase AC to DC converters, which are non-linear loads, single-phase non-linear loads, I don't teach only the brighter side of those converters. I don't teach only the brighter side of power electronics. I teach the dark, I introduce the dark side of power electronics also. I tell my students that because of these single phase AC to DC converters, the neutral overheating or neutral burning takes place. And then, there itself I tell them that neutral conductor has to be as thick as line conductors. And since we are now in this MTech specialization, we are studying a course on power quality problems and solutions, and neutral overheating or neutral burning is a power quality problem. And it happens in three-phase non-sinusoidal systems. Even if your system is balanced, but because of huge neutral current, neutral burning may take place. So that's why, to avoid neutral burning, neutral conductor thickness, cross-section has to be as high, it should be as thick as line conductor. So to end my today's lecture, let me tell you that all the harmonics in three-phase balanced systems can also be categorized as positive sequence harmonics, negative sequence harmonics, and zero sequence harmonics in terms of sequence components. So positive sequence harmonics are written like this. In terms of sequence components, symmetrical components भी आप harmonics को represent कर सकते हैं. Positive sequence harmonics are represented given by 3n plus 1. Negative sequence harmonics जो होते हैं, they are represented by 3n plus 2. And zero sequence harmonics, I mean just like आप currents और voltages को harmonic component में split करते हैं, decompose करते हैं, split करते हैं, harmonics को भी आप positive sequence harmonics, negative sequence harmonic और zero sequence harmonics में split कर सकते हैं. Zero sequence harmonics are represented by n, where n is equal to 1, 2, 3, so on. Like positive sequence harmonic में अगर आप n equal to 0 से शुरू करेंगे, 1, n equal to 1 is 3 plus 1, 4, that is fourth harmonic, which is even. मैंने पहले ही कहा even harmonics exist नहीं होते. Put n equal to 2, 3 to us 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, so 1, 7, next will be 13, then 19, so on. अब यहाँ n equal to 1 put कर लीजिए, 3, 1 are 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, n equal to 2 means 3 to us 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, which is even harmonic. वो मैं नहीं लिखूंगा because even harmonics do not exist because of waveform symmetry. Put n equal to 3, 3, 3 are 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So similarly you have 17, 23 and so on. Zero sequence में n equal to 1, 3, n equal to 2, 6, which is even harmonic, वो मैं नहीं लिखूंगा. N equal to 3, 3, 3 are 9, then 15, 21, 27 and so on. तो interestingly आप इसमें देख सकते हैं that zero sequence harmonics वही harmonics है जो triplen harmonics है. और पिछली क्लास में मैंने आपको बताया था that zero sequence current, neutral current is nothing but zero sequence current. और यहाँ भी प्रूव हो गया कि zero sequence harmonics जो है वो triplen harmonics है. And just few moments back we have proved that these triplen harmonics flow not only in the lines but they flow in the neutral conductor also. So neutral current we already know is 3 times the sequence component of current. That's proved here also. So I would have continued my lecture because it's not complete yet. But since there is, there are a lot of complaints from your side that I am stretching my lecture to more than 1 hour. So although there is a solution to that problem also, you can, pause a video lecture and you can watch it in parts. But anyway, I honor your suggestions, and as per your suggestion, I always try to restrict my lectures to around 1 hour only. So we will discuss more on it inshallah in next lecture. So summarizing what we have learned in this lecture is that if you have a three-phase, we have considered today's third case, three-phase balanced non-sinusoidal system. In a three-phase balanced non-sinusoidal system, we have seen that there are harmonics in voltages as well as currents, your three-phase four-wire system feeds three-phase nonlinear loads, or maybe three-phase linear loads also, and single-phase linear loads and single-phase nonlinear loads. And it is not the three-phase nonlinear loads which cause triplet harmonics. It is the single-phase nonlinear loads which cause the flow of triplet harmonics in the line currents, and these triplet harmonics add up and they flow in the neutral conductor also. So neutral current, we have seen, it is the sum of those triplet harmonics. It is 3 times summation n equal to 3, 9, 15 to up to infinity in square, o raised power 1 by 2, square root of that. So therefore these single phase nonlinear loads, they cause, although there are non-triplet harmonics also, but those non-triplet harmonics we have proved mathematically also just few moments back, they do not go into the neutral. They flow only in the lines but not in the neutral conductor. It is the triplet, third and triplet harmonics which flow in the lines and add up and flow in the, after adding up, they flow in the neutral conductor, making neutral current nearly equal to line current. And if your neutral conductor is thin, its cross section is smaller as compared to line conductors or phase conductors, it will cause neutral overheating and neutral burning. And to avoid that problem, the modern trend is to keep the neutral conductor as thick as line conductors. With this, I will conclude my today's lecture. More on it, inshallah, in the next lecture. I wish all the best to all of you. Please go through this lecture. Every day you are learning new concepts. A lot of mathematics is involved in these lectures. But I have told you right on the very first day that I will make you feel that you are not learning the mathematics. You are not in the mathematics class. You are in the engineering class. You are learning power quality problems, and later on, once you understand these power quality problems, later on you will propose solutions to these power quality problems. We are right now going through exhaustive mathematical analysis of three-phase balanced systems, unbalanced systems, sinusoidal and non-sinusoidal systems, and through this mathematical analysis, something every day new things we are learning. And only when you are able to analyze these power quality problems, then only you can propose the solution. So right now we are trying to find the disease. Okay, later on, once we understand the disease, the problems, we can prescribe the medicine, we can propose the solutions to these problems. So a lot of mathematics is involved in understanding these three-phase balanced or unbalanced systems, or sinusoidal systems, non-sinusoidal systems. But it is only through this mathematical analysis that we come across new terms, and we come across the fact, or we find the fact that what is happening actually in the system. We try to understand the root of the problem. And once you have understood the problem, the root of the problem, you can suggest the solution to these problems. So with this, I will end my today's lecture. Please go through this lecture and other lectures also, and stay connected with me and give your feedback. Thank you very much.